Today we're going to be talking with Naima Yetunde Ince-Griffiths. She's a spoken word poet. She's a director. She's a producer. She's very heavy in filmmaking. She's an author. We're going to see if we can get her on the phone.
Hello.
Greetings, Naima. This is Kelvin.
Greetings. Hello, Calvin. How are you?
I'm good, sister. I'm actually over around your way and would like to pick you up to see if you would like to drive by Wild Black with me.
I sure would love to do that.
Well, I will be your way shortly, so I'll see you soon.
All right. See you then. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.
Let's go get this sister. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, go ahead. What is that?
Coconut water.
Oh, you're drinking coconut water.
Yes.
I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I get everybody to speak to everybody, so speak.
Hello. How are you doing, everyone?
Now, I introduced you, but I did no justice. All right, as it pertains to your accolades and your activities and your program, just everything you do. So you introduce yourself better than I do. So let's try that.
All right. So I'm a writer, a director, producer. I think those are some strong.
Tell me your name.
Oh yes, my name, Naima Yetunde Ince-Griffiths. It's my name. And I started writing, and I would say I started writing from a very young age, but as of recently, I have written now 4 books.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 books.
4 books.
You've written 4 books.
As of now, yes.
And what is the time range that you've written these books in? I mean, did you do 4 books in 3 weeks, 5 years? So
no, they're spaced out. So the first one I did was a collaboration project with another poet, and it was fun. We did it as a poetic graphic novel, and it's called I Hate Men. Don't really
say the name of that again.
I Hate Men. But we did it in the spirit of feminism, because you know, the stereotype is that, you know, feminists hate men, but that's not true, and there are men who are feminists. So
indeed.
So we definitely wanted to use the title to be nothing but provocative, you know, and to get people to take a deeper look into what we were having to say at the time. And the book is really a work of art. I mean, the way it was designed, from the pictures, everything is just an incredible piece. Now the book right now is out of print. It's something that we did in 2012. It was just a fun project. But I do have some very I would say limited copies available.
Right. Okay, excellent.
And you can get those at my website.
Okay.
NYIproductions.com.
Excellent.
So this is a good segue into the next book,
right?
Which is,
and what's the name of the next one?
And Then Always Leave. I know, right? I sound like I got a theme. I really don't. Again, the title is provocative, and it is that way on purpose. Now, Men Always Leave is very interesting because it started from a poem. I started writing it.
So you're saying you wrote a book off of one poem?
Well, I wrote a play. See, the book is the one-act stage play. The book is just what it's encased in.
Okay. Okay.
But it's a one-act stage play. And
Wow.
I evolved it from a spoken word poem into a full one-act play.
Okay.
Which is now a limited series. So now we have a film series which is based off of the original story, but it's not the same. It's just the basis.
Okay, so what you're saying is that this
it.
writing has been through 3 different stages?
Yes. This particular piece.
break this particular piece, yes, and break that down for me again in the hierarchy of how it went.
Okay. So we got the poem.
Right.
From the poem, we got the one-act stage play.
Right.
Then we took the one-act stage play and made it into a published book, which is available for people to purchase.
Wow.
Okay. Then we took it from that and made it into a film series.
So that's actually 4 stages.
Yes, technically 4, because I made it into a book. And a real special thing is that the book does live at SUNY Purchase College's student library. It lives there, as well as I Hate Men. So, and that's my alma mater. I graduated from there.
All right. And where is that for folks who don't know? Where is that located?
SUNY Purchase College is located in Purchase, New York.
Okay.
One of the towns in Westchester County.
Okay.
You've probably heard of White Plains.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
so
course.
so Purchase is only about 20 minutes
Okay.
from White Plains. It's the same vicinity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So go to and what's the next book?
Okay, so the next book is Ghost Load. So Ghost Load is a combination of poetry. It's a collection of poetry. It's very interesting. It's got a little bit of everything in it. I have 2 versions of this now. So we have the Ghost Load Limited Edition,
Okay.
which is now out of print, but I have about 6 special copies of that.
Okay.
And then we have Ghost Load the Second Edition, which has some new poetry, but it's also been changed in format.
And what do you mean?
Well, I changed the format of the book a little bit.
Okay.
Like how it's printed.
Okay.
And then the chapters, I gave some really interesting names to them.
Really?
So, yeah, and I separated them a certain way.
Okay.
Yeah, so the second edition is like the first one, but it's a new book.
Okay.
It's a completely different book. So,
Okay. Excellent.
so now I'm published 4 times as of March 2018. So it would be okay. So the timeline goes like this: we got the first book, I Hate Men, 2012. We have the second book, one-act stage play, Men Always Leave, 2016.
Okay.
We got Ghost Load Limited Edition 2017. We got Ghost Load Second Edition 2018.
Wow.
I'm trying to publish a book a year
Wow.
since last year because I
Okay.
feel like I could do that. I have a lot of material.
Okay.
So the next book I want to actually publish is one that is a collection of poetry again, of pieces that I've written from age 12 to 18. And it wanted to be an adolescent book, so I would like to get that out to young people.
So you still have your poetry from when you were a teenager, when you were first, breaking into the art of poetry?
Yeah, and it's all packaged. Just like it's even in one of those cardboard binders. They don't even make those anymore.
Wow.
It's in a cardboard binder. You
Wow.
know? It's
Wow.
a colorful one, you know.
That's discipline.
And it,
That's discipline.
right in my what do you call it? In my bin with all my other amounts of writing, which is a lot.
Right.
But yeah, so I have that, and then I would like to do a memoir. So.
Now you mentioned that you said you were filming one of these projects.
Men Always Leave.
Men Always Leave is being filmed.
Mm-hmm.
What are your plans with the film? What are you doing? I mean, are you just filming it to release to a movie, or will it be DVD straight to DVD? Like, explain what are you doing with that?
So now I get to segue into the other thing that
I told
that
you
I developed.
I told you she stays busy. But you have to do that though.
Yeah, you gotta stay committed.
That's right. Say that again.
You gotta stay committed.
You have to stay committed.
Committed to your purpose and to yourself.
To yourself.
That's right. So.
That's right.
This is so funny. So 2016, I had a wonderful opportunity to have Men Always Leave. The one-act stage play was produced by the Women's Theater Festival, which is a nonprofit organization based here out of Raleigh, North Carolina. I am a part of that. We need to have more women a part of that, so definitely search Women's Theater Festival and see all
and
of
y'all
what
just
that's
had an
about.
event recently on the 6th, if I'm not
So
mistaken.
So the event we had on the 6th was actually sponsored by the town of Cary. They do something every year called the Theater Cafe.
Okay.
And this year, Rachel Bransky asked me to lead the discussion.
Okay.
And she decided to actually gear the discussion towards specific demographic, which is women of color who are playwrights. And so I came up with the title, her and I together, and we entitled it Women of Color, Powerful Playwrights, because we are. And so myself and Adrian Pender and Carol Torian were all a part of this wonderful event where we were able to talk about our experiences as playwrights and what we do and our process, our writing process, and what the next steps are for getting your work out and for getting your work produced. And we also talked about our I would say people that we idol and admire and are inspired by, who are established playwrights who are women of color. So we highlighted those as well, and it was a lot of fun.
That's
and then
very interesting. That's very interesting.
Yes, and we did cross promote with the Women's Theater Festival. We wanted them to know that this was happening because we need to support more women.
Indeed.
And I will tell you, the statistics are really sad because only 22% of plays on a national level get produced by women.
Wow.
Out of that 22%, 3%, if not lesser than that, are women of color. In this area alone, because there was some studies that was done just for the Triangle area, we're only making up about 2% of women of color who are actually being produced. And their plays are being produced. It's really sad.
It is sad, and it's amazing that you know, I never heard this before. Me personally, I have never heard this before. And it's amazing that I know so many women that write.
Yeah.
Right around in here in the Triangle.
Course.
I mean, I literally could probably name you 50 right now. And those statistics are so low, and the ones I know are, you know, black women.
Yes.
So that's astonishing.
It is. And I think really we talked about a few things. I'll just share. We talked about a few things at this discussion that I feel like was helpful.
All right.
And we had some women there that were representing another theater project that's happening by, I think it's the Justice Theater Project, which is another theater group here.
Okay.
They're a part of it, but I'm not sure if it's actually happening at Bear Theater House. I think it's happening at NRAT, which is another theater group. And it is for color girls. They're doing a stage reading for color girls, and it actually is directed by a woman of color here. And we were just talking about how we feel like the marketing is not where it needs to be to support what is happening when we do see the fact that there's a young woman who is of color, who is directing a staged reading of For Color Girls, and not many people know about it right now, and it's happening next month. It's kind of crazy. That's a little bit. Strong. So we need to get that out more. We need to start to let people know what we're doing, and we feel like the communities here are very they're kind of like little pockets when it comes to theater. I see what you're saying. And then there's only a couple real professional houses, which means people who are union unionized theater. So there's only 2 of those.
Okay.
The other thing is, I developed NYI Productions after having the opportunity to produce Men Always Leave, the one-act stage play with the Women's Theater Festival in 2016 in the summer.
Now tell us, what is NYI Productions? What is
right.
that? Yeah.
So NYI Productions is a theater and film company that I founded. Okay. Now, the N stands for Naima, the Y stands for Yetunde, the I stands for Ince. Why did I choose that? Because I never had a stage name. And the reason why is because the story behind how I got my name is just powerful in itself. I was born on February 26th. It is my great-grandmother's birthday. When I was born, I was the first-born grandchild from my mother's side. I was the first-born grandchild from my father, who is the baby of his family, out of his siblings. I look just like my grandmother. And then I look just like a sister on my dad's side that they had lost. Okay. So when I was born, they were like, okay, wait, hold on. Everybody pause. Let's think about this. Yeah. And so after a couple weeks, they decided on Naima, which means God has given, and Yetunde, which means the spirit of the mother returns to earth. When you have that kind of story, and you are a writer, and you tell stories, yes, you have to continue to, I think, always live and walk in your purpose. So with NYI Productions, we are living and walking in purpose, to educate, to illuminate, and to entertain. Right. Those are the key parts of my mission statement, and you can find that at nyiproductions.com. So, I'm sorry, go ahead. So, you asked me about Men Always Leave Now, the film project. Yes. So, in order to stick with theater and film, we decided to now move ahead with making Men Always Leave a series. Our plan is that right now it's a limited series because our goal is to make it to Netflix. Our goal after that is to continue to produce work here in North Carolina that's professional theater work, which means that eventually people can come to our theater house or our film projects and also receive unionized credits. It's a big goal, but it is achievable if you can have the support you need of your community to do so. So the first thing is just hitting the ground running and being able to produce a more high level first episode of what we've already shot. Now, what we have already shot, we have gotten such good reviews and feedback about you got quality. Good feedback about it? About quality, yes. Yeah, good. And about our talent that's in there, about the actors, and about the story. One thing that's unique, I feel like, about me and my work is there will be poetry in everything. Right. You will not miss it. It's going to be on purpose. It's going to be very direct, but what it does is it speaks to the story. I think it's a very creative and different way to do things. And I was speaking to one of my mentors, and she said, I really love what you're doing. And to tell you the truth, if someone is using poetry in this way to tell film, to really write a story and craft a good screenplay, I haven't seen it. As far as with spoken word poetry, I have performed since I was 14 years old. Outstanding. So that means I have performed in various venues. Right. I've toured. I have done, small just community events. I've done larger events. I've just so many different things. Louis Bernard was my mentor for poetry, but he's like an uncle and family member for the rest of my life. I love Mr. B. All right. And so Mr. B came to a workshop for youth, which was about the use of the N-word. This is one powerful workshop. And it's very hard. I mean, we were all crying, you know, it was rough. I wrote one of my favorite pieces out of that from that workshop, which is about the M word. And I remember though, when we first had that workshop and he came there and he just met us and everything, and me and my 4 friends sitting in the front, every time he had something to say, we raised our hands. You know, we had a question, we had something to say. And he's asking us, he said, well, do you write? Do you write? Do you write? And I was like, yeah, I write. And he got my email and, you know, connected with our parents and everything.
Right.
And then the next thing I knew, I was in an AXO competition. I was competing at the Urban Word competition. I was a part of Harlem Live. I was performing in multiple places and venues. And that was just one experience. The experience before meeting him, I was a part of the Poetry Cafe, which happened in our school library during lunchtime once a month.
Right.
And you would, you know, go up and you would sign up to read one poem.
Okay.
And whatever poem you read gets published in the newsletter for the Poetry Cafe. So I've been being published. That's a good idea. So I have been being published actually since the 6th grade. And I have, like, yeah.
Impressive.
So for a very long time.
Impressive.
But when we would do the Poetry Cafe, we also had, you know, like trips and things like that.
Right.
So the facilitator of that was the library, you know, manager and everything.
Okay.
Worked for the school, and she said, I would like to take everybody on a trip to the New Rican Cafe. So of course she had to get this approved by the school, and you know, we felt all big because I mean we got to go. I went to school at Peekskill High School, which is also in Westchester County.
Okay.
And it was a big deal because we got to stay out late and go to New Rican Cafe in the middle of the week, right?
Right.
So we go there and I get to hear these poets. I was like, oh, that's what I do.
Wow.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I do.
Right.
Okay. And so then I was just in awe. You know, I was like, now I see what is going on, so I just wanted to do it more. Right. So by the time I met Mr. B, which was the following year, I was ready. Yeah, right. Where we going next?
Right.
Yep, because I was already introduced to it. Right. You see, so it was. I tell you, there's nothing like that. Nothing like being able to be in a place where you don't know how you can change a child's life. You don't know what you're going to do to change that kid's life. And I've had that experience. That's powerful. And I just want to give back.
That's powerful. So let me ask you this, you know, what does your end game look like? What does...
What do you mean end? Did you say end? There's no end to anything in the game of NYI Productions.
Okay.
LLC.
Nobody has ever said that. Nobody has ever said that. But let's change it. Let's change the end game. We're going to change the term end game, and I'll probably never say that again because of this. Because of this right here.
Because of this right here.
Yeah. So let's change that. All right. Where do you see yourself being when you can feel that, you know, everything that I set out for, I've accomplished, and so now it's just to build on my greatness?
Okay, well, I would like to have an active, functioning, stable theater and film company that is equipped with a studio and equipment. That's one. Okay. Number 2, I will have work that has been produced by you know, larger production companies and studios and things like that. So we will have the support and backing of big studio companies. Okay. That's number 2.
Okay.
And then number 3 is, I think that there is a noticeable and also stable outreach with the community that NYI Productions has. Like, it's stable, like it's consistent, and that I'm able to tour. I want to tour. I'm ready to like go more places, and that means tour with theater. That means tour, you know, doing more speaking engagements and things like that.
Do you do music?
I am
because
very
usually,
musical.
yeah, it usually all flows
So,
together with everything.
I will tell you this: a lot of my friends,
Yeah.
to this day, they're like, you know, you should be rapping, right?
Really?
I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
You know you should be rapping, right? And I'm like, okay. It's like, yeah, spoken word is great, and that's great. It's you know, but you can do this, Naima. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Well, I would tell you this about music, because I shared this recently in a couple other speaking places, if you will. But I have always known music. My parents have always surrounded me with music.
Right.
My father is a professional percussionist. He plays djembe.
Wow.
I grew up going to the largest African dance and African music concerts and ensemble, being a part of the classes with some of the greats, including, you know, the late Baba Chuck Davis. So
rest in peace, Baba.
yes. So I've always had music. You know, I was sharing a story about my grandfather. Me and my grandfather were very, very close. I love my grandpa.
Right.
He passed away in 2012. My grandpa used to dress me up and take me over and go outside, and we moved the car. He started to get sickly a little bit, and he had a cane. And he used to sing to me. He used to be like, okay, Naima, look over there yonder and bring me my walking cane. And he used to do that all the time. And then we would sit, and we would listen to the blues, and we would sing, and we would watch. And then, okay, so we would do that. And then after that, we used to watch NASCAR racing.
Okay.
And so these are my memories, you know. And then my mother was really just loved all different types of music. I mean, mommy, you know, so she introduced me to everything. So this particular piece from here is called A Woman's Lounge. So I would like to read this one.
Please, I'm anxiously awaiting.
Okay. I've held precious jewels in unseen crevices. Listened to a blue jay in the middle of summer heat. Let the fabric of my dress flow freely between my thighs. Plop down on the deep green grass with trees hovering over me. I tailored the sway in my walk for unknown onlookers. Brushed up my speech and used rose blush to enhance my natural features. I've buried my head in my hands when low and picked up knowledge in huge binding books with jarring words. I walked a path and cradled my dreams in designer visions. Stroked the inside of a deep scar only touched by emotion. Carefully drew from whatever blood that ran through me, connecting to my mama's truths and the footsteps of my ancestors. Hollered for God, bellowed for the ancestors, and I fell down on my knees on broken slated concrete. I've been examined, ridiculed, and downright torn apart. Gave my jewels away for unpromising love. Loved, taught, fought, counseled, nurtured. I'm a warrior with several hats to wear. My shoes are assorted, but they are all just my size. I have traveled with so far to go, but these words prove I am woman, and everybody knows.
That was powerful.
Thank you.
That was powerful. Please tell everybody where they can contact you for book purchases, for booking, for paid booking, and all of your social media outlets, and where they'll be able to view these outstanding words you speak and films that you create.
I am on all social media platforms, and I do have my own website. So nyiproductions.com has everything that the social media platforms have. So you can go to n.y.i Productions LLC. That's on Facebook, and it is verified. It is real. People, we are doing this thing, okay?
That's right.
So you can go there. I also have a page that's really just about my books and performances, and anytime that I'm talking about poetry or speaking engagements and things like that. And that's just Nye, just NYI. So you can call me Nye for short. Absolutely. The other platform we have is the Men Always Leave page, and there is good to visit as well, because you can actually see the first episode, but you can also get information about the Men Always Leave project. So that's definitely a good place to get more details about the Men Always Leave project. And our YouTube is NYI Productions, so you can see the very first episode, Men Always Leave, Maya's Secret. See what we have done so far. Like I said, we've gotten some great feedback about our talent, about the writing, the story, and about quality. So my partners with NYI Productions are...
Yeah, shout your partners out.
That's absolutely.
Definitely.
I ain't going to forget them.
No, that's right.
As I can't do this without them.
No, that's right.
I can't do this without my team.
Yes,
the
Lord.
actors, the partners, the behind the scenes. I'm telling you,
Yes.
NYI Productions.
Yes.
We really are becoming a real strong force here, and I'm
great.
thankful. But yes, Quentin J. Hammonds is the director of photography and editor. So he does that too.
Okay.
And then we have Kamel Hurst, who is second camera and assistant, and also does all of our behind the scenes and our headshots and things like that, company shots.
Okay.
You know, he comes out also to my speaking engagements and does either photos or video for me as well. So Kamel Hurst with Kamel's Photography. And then there's Quentin J. Hammonds with QH Films. So they are partners with NYI Productions. And then our team, we have Shonda Branch, who plays the role of Jade. We have Celeste. Yes, Celeste.
Okay.
Yes, Celeste Hennett.
Shout out to Shonda Branch. I didn't even know that's
yes,
home.
we have Celeste Hennett, who plays the role of Mama Millie. We have Jawan Cofield, who plays the role of Jermaine. We have Seth Chenal, who also acted in the second episode of Atlanta, which premiered the season before now. And he plays the role of Hakeem. We have Tiffany Hayes, who plays the role of Maya. And we have Joshua Henderson, who plays the role of Robert. And you have myself, who plays the role of Tina. So yes, it's a very strong force. They're all sticking with me and aboard this project. We cannot do it without our team. I'm telling you,
I know that's right.
it is awesome. So thank you for the opportunity to
sister,
share.
I want to thank you for even taking the time to drive while black with me.
You're welcome. Oh, I'm on Twitter. NYI Productions is on Twitter. It's NYI with a 1 behind it. Productions on Twitter.
Thank you again for taking the time to drive while black with me, and I
Yes.
most definitely am going to have you up here again.
Okay.
If you can make time.
Oh, yeah.